Welcome to Kit Katastrophe. My name is Kit, and today we'll be taking a look at Transformers Siege Voyager Class THUNDERCRACKER. This figure came out in 2019 as part of Wave 4 of the Voyager assortment, and is a redeco and retool of Transformers Siege Voyager Class Starscream. Okay, you've seen this alternate mode 6 times now, assuming you've seen all of my previous videos, so I won't go too much into detail. I have literally 5 other videos if you want my in-depth thoughts on this mode, so pick any one of those. THUNDERCRACKER is that, but blue. Out of the 3 main Seekers given to us in Siege, I'd say THUNDERCRACKER looks the best. With his bright candy blue, vibrant red, and black highlights, he kinda reminds me of Superman, which is sort of fitting since THUNDERCRACKER is the least devoted to the Decepticon cause. Yeah, that's kind of a stretch. He is undoubtedly better than past THUNDERCRACKERs, since Generations THUNDERCRACKER's blue and red are far darker. THUNDERCRACKER's transformation is exactly the same as all the other Seekers, and that means he's a shell former. That's not to say the transformation scheme is bad, far from it. After fiddling with 6 of these fuckers, I can safely say that the transformation is really satisfying, even if it does employ some really lazy tricks. There's a very nice flow in how everything moves, and I still really like how the nose cone splits in two to form the shoulder spires. THUNDERCRACKER is a Seeker. He is blue. Ta-da! There are really only 2 differences in this mold. First, THUNDERCRACKER doesn't have the Decepticon symbols on his wings like Starscream and Skywarp had, which is odd. Perhaps this is an allusion to his dissatisfaction with the Decepticon cause. The second main difference is the head sculpt. Now, I already performed the head swap with Starscream, but THUNDERCRACKER came with a smirking face. The head swap isn't too difficult. The hardest part is splitting the 2 parts of the head. I suggest using a narrow tool to pry them apart. The mouth sculpt is kind of thin and uncanny, but I can live with it. THUNDERCRACKER also comes with 2 HPI null-ray laser launchers, which are exactly the same as everyone else's, except in blue. Alright, 6th verse, same as the first. THUNDERCRACKER has a ball-jointed head, or rather in this case, Starscream has a ball-jointed head, and it can look 360 degrees all the way around. It can look up and down, he can nod, he can tilt just a little bit. It's a very expressive ball joint, I have to say. At the shoulders, they go forward and backwards until they hit the wings, but the wings can go backwards, and they also have another joint that allows them to flip upwards. And this allows for even greater motion in the arms. They can also go all the way outwards, the biceps can swivel 360 degrees, and the elbows are double jointed and bend a little less than 180 degrees. The wrists swivel 360 degrees, though if you swivel them this way, the arm will come undone. So swivel them the other way if you so please. Finally, the arms have a butterfly joint that allows him to cross his own chest, which is pretty cool. The waist spins 360 degrees in theory, but in practice it just bangs into the backpack. It's more for transformation, but the waist swivel does allow for some really good natural posing. The legs move forward all the way and backwards until they hit the backpack, and they do go outwards all the way, though the thigh piece catches onto this corner here on the pelvis. The thighs themselves swivel 360 degrees, and the legs bend almost 180 degrees using that famous trapdoor trick. Finally, at the feet, they can move forward, and they can tilt backwards just a little bit. It's more for, leaning backward stances, if that makes any sense. And they do have some degree of ankle pivot, and they do have some degree of ankle tilt, but not very much. And of course, the toe and the heel can clamp shut and open back up. So the Siege Seeker mold is one of the most posable in the entire line, and this is why it's been praised by so many people. I prefer Earthrise, but this articulation cannot be beat by the new Earthrise figure, and that earns this mold a little more respect than I'd otherwise give it. Seekers are an odd thing. From the very beginning of Transformers as we know it, the Seekers have always just been a way to justify buying multiple versions of the same figure. And while many Transformers fans will be quick to call out repaints as lazy cash grabs, the Seekers have always seemed to escape this criticism. Well, for the most part, considering I have noticed some backlash towards how quickly Hasbro has been reusing this mold. It's already on its 8th use, and Earthrise just introduced a new mold. Of course, many fans choose to settle for just one flavor of the Seeker Special, and I think that if this is the case for you, then THUNDERCRACKER is the best choice. He just looks the best. And for a Seeker, that's pretty much all you need. That means that Siege THUNDERCRACKER gets the rank of above average. If you liked this video or otherwise found it helpful or informative, then please subscribe for more reviews like this in the future, and feel free to suggest topics for future reviews. Next time on the show, I'll be taking a look at the single largest figure I've reviewed since I started this channel. This has been Katastrophe. Transform and roll out.